Hi everyone, EquesTron here, and welcome to another tier list. Yes, I know this one has been a long time coming. Let's start this off. So this is going to be RWBY, which is a show I've said multiple times, at least on Twitter, that I enjoyed. I mean, yeah, there's some things that that bother me and wish could be better, but as a whole, I think it's a good series. So this tier list was done by a Irish anime gamer, and as you can see, I changed a lot of the tiers because it was just from like A, it was from D to S, and I had my own little tiers, so to reflect on how I personally feel about these characters. So we have would risk destroying the universe just to save their life, would be in a healthy relationship with, would be best friends with, would have a beer with, would tolerate, would ignore, would hate, and my favorite, would hunt down to the ends of the universe just to end their existence. Place your bets on where these characters are going to be. So we will start with Ruby Rose. Not the Ruby Rose from the Batwoman series, but this Ruby Rose. I do like Ruby Rose. I would be best friends with her. I think she's charming. I like her bubbly personality. I do like how, as the series progresses, she's becoming more disillusioned with everything, which is pretty natural character development for her. If I met her in real life, if I was somehow in the RWBY universe, we'd probably be good friends. Now we got Crow Bronwyn. I don't know if I want to be friends with this guy because every time he's friends with somebody, they die. Just ask Clover. Sorry. That's still a fresh wound for some people, but yeah. So I'd probably have a beer with him. Actually, I don't think he drinks beer anymore. So, you know what? Let's change this up. Drink. More broad, like maybe like an iced tea or coffee or something like that. That'd be fine. So now we have I don't know, these three people. I think they're Beacon students or something. I think they only showed up I think they showed up during Volume 3 during like the Vital Festival or something. Since I don't know them, I'd probably just ignore them. So whatever. This is Henry Marigold, but I didn't like the guy, so I'd hate him. Like, he was being mean, bothered Weiss to the point where she summoned a warthog after him. So now we have the news broadcaster. She only showed up like once or twice, but she didn't really leave much of an impression. So then we have this creepo guy with missing a tooth. He was hitting on Yang, and he got what he deserved twice, actually, in the same volume. So I'd hate the guy. I don't like him. And now we have Talk. Yeah, Talk. She's very interesting because when I first watched Volume 6, I thought she was like a cool character. Smarmy, had a Cockney accent. So even though she was only in the show for like all of 5 minutes, she left quite a bit of an impression. I did come to find out that Twitter really likes her. At least the people I follow, like, they're like, oh, Talk is, for an evil bad guy, she was quite nice, and I'm gonna have to agree with them. So because I would be in a healthy relationship with Talk if she was still alive, because she, for all of her evilness, she kind of bad though, which honestly won't be the first one that I'll feel about here. I don't know who you are, so I'm just gonna ignore you. I don't know who you are either. I don't know who you are either. I think he's like a white fang guy. I don't know. Oh, Ty. Everyone loves Ty. I'd be best friends with Ty. He's like one of the best dads on the show. I mean, he's cool. He managed to have a relationship with two very nice looking ladies, but one a little bit nicer than another. You'd be surprised which one's my pick for the nicer one. But anyway, he was very supportive of Yang. I mean, he helped pull some strings to get her that metal arm, or at least I think he did. I think it was like him and Ironwood kind of worked things out. Yeah, I do think he's a good character. Now we have Tuscan, who everyone misses for some reason. At least people on the people I follow on Twitter always are like, oh, poor Tuscan, like he didn't do anything wrong. And yeah, he didn't do anything wrong, because he was just there. He just said hi to Emerald Mercury, and it turned out he was a Faunus on the run, and then they killed him, which was very unfortunate. But I'm sure if that didn't happen, if he was still alive and I ran into him and we chatted a little bit, I'd probably have a drink with the guy. Here's a politician who died. He won't be missed. And then we have this other politician who's, I think she's not dead, but I didn't really care about her. Then we have I think he was like some guy from Volume 6. I think it was like one of the huntsmen in Volume 6, like the first half of it, or at least the train battle thing. I didn't really think much of him. I think this is another guy. I think he got his arm like wrecked by entering in the tunnel wrong, whatever. I remember him from Volume 5, Mata or something. But anyway, he didn't really like have a. He was just some guy who was like with another guy that was in the White Fang, and didn't really care. Now we have the shopkeep guy, who's the jack of all trades and master of all. I would be best friends with him because he's cool. I do like him. I think Chibi sort of made him cooler than the show did, because on the show he's just the one shopkeeper guy, but on Chibi he's like every single person, he's like employed everywhere, and I think that's really funny. So I think we're going by RWBY Chibi rules. I think he's like, I would totally be best friends with him, at least the Chibi version. Now we have this guard. He was funny, so I tolerate him. A White Fang member, I don't care. Another White Fang member, I don't care. Okay, and now we have Raven Bronwyn. I'm just gonna put her right here. Okay, I guess I should explain as to why I'm putting her right here. She has a bad rap, and it's really hard to see why. I mean, it's not super hard to see why, because I mean, she abandoned Yang, and then she has this air about her that, she's very ruthless, but she's also a coward. She's willing to put others in danger over herself. But I think there's a lot more to her than I think the show is letting on at this point in time. At least I hope there is. Like, if everything we've seen from Volume 5 is just that this is the character, and we're not gonna go any deeper into that, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Because I honestly feel that there's more to her than what's going on right now. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like she didn't get the main powers in a way where she was just like, oh, this person's weak, so she just stabs her or stuff like that. I really think that there's more to that story. Like I think it was like something she didn't want to do but did it, and is now facing the consequences for that. I really feel she's a tragic character, and that's why I kind of love her because of that, because she does strike me as a very tragic character, and I really want to see more of her, and I really hope that there's more to her. That's how I feel. I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but I feel that way, and I don't think she should be sent up the river every time she's mentioned. And I'm also not saying this because she's hot. Alright, so now we have this. I don't know you. This is the tea shop lady who was in Volume 3 or 4. I think Tyrion killed her or something like that, or at least menaced her or something. But I mean, she'd give me drinks, so I'd have a drink with her. Then we have a Schnee, I guess. He's just a picture, so I don't. Then we have this guy with a crown. I don't know that guy. Then we have this girl. I mean, she looks cool. Maybe she's a novel character. I still have to read those novels. I mean, I have them. Might as well read them, right? So I think preliminary-wise, just would ignore. Then we have Evil Doctor from Grim Eclipse. Like, he was just a picture. I kind of wish that game had cutscenes with him in it. I understand it was a fan game, and I think for that, it's a pretty decent job for that. And he didn't leave much of an impression other than oh man, I wish I stopped that guy, but he gets away at the end. Wonder if there's any plans for this character. I don't know, but I guess I hate him. Glinda the Good Witch, or Glinda Good Witch or Good Winch or something. I would totally have a drink with her. She's a cool character. I do like her. I think she's a lot of fun. It was really good seeing her in Volume 8. I wonder, hopefully that's going to lead somewhere. I mean, I know the original voice actress isn't working with Rooster Teeth anymore for reasons. I hope if she comes back and she'll probably have a different voice actress. Yeah, I hope that appearance in Volume 8 isn't it. Because that would be very disappointing if that's it. Ozpin. Another guy I'd have a drink with. But yeah, I do like Professor Osmond. I mean, I did like Professor Osmond. I mean, he's still around actually because he's an Oscars. He's pretty much Oscars conscience. He was always like this cool, mysterious character. And when he died, I was just like, oh, that sucks. But then he's not. And I think their dynamic really works for me. So now I'm looking forward to seeing where the dynamic goes. Emerald, Sistrai, somebody. I don't know, I didn't really think much of Emerald for a lot of the series. And she's also probably the biggest Cinder simp I know, other than Night Shadow. I don't mean to call you out there, bud. I mean, she's good now. I mean, so that's cool. Hopefully, at this point, she's less like, oh, I hope Cinder's okay. Oh, Cinder. I mean, I know they have like a history and all that stuff, but lady, like, Cinder doesn't like you as much as Cinder likes herself. So I would tolerate her. Now Cinderfall herself, I don't hate her. I don't. A lot of people do, but I don't. I mean, she was always, she still is, the sure of herself, evil. But she also has moments. At least Volume 8 showed, like, she has moments of vulnerability, and that she wasn't, like, evil to begin with, and that she did have a really, like, emotionally horrible backstory. And I was like, oh, she's like the evil version of Cinderella, and that's cool. That's an awesome concept. I just wish we got it sooner, because it did feel like we had to wait a while to figure out what a fraction of her deal is. I, personally, would have a drink with her. Mercury. I mean, he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, which is awesome. I kind of find his character annoying a little bit. I mean, I know people who do love him, and that's cool. That's awesome. He was one of the people who was responsible for framing Yang, but I'm sure he's gonna turn to a good guy. I mean, in his 5 seconds of screen time in Volume 8, he seemed kind of like, you know what? Maybe this is not the greatest idea in the world. I think, like, as a whole, like, I'd tolerate him. So now we have Neapolitan. Yeah, I adore Neapolitan. Honestly, I really do. I think she's a great character, and I do hope that I like the same with Raven. I do hope that there's more to her than what's being presented. What's being presented, I do love, but I feel like there could be more, I mean, we're getting a book, which is cool, but I don't want to only see backstory in book form. I want to see it on the show. And I am afraid that because that they're relaying her backstory in book form, that they're going to kill her off in Volume 9. I mean, that's my gut feeling, and I really hope that's not true. I want her to be around forever. Now we have Sun. Sun, I would have a drink with Sun. Like, he seems like a cool guy to hang out with. But yeah, I do like Sun. Weiss. Weiss, I would be in a healthy relationship with Weiss. Because even though I do feel Weiss is my favorite character in RWBY, or at least she is my favorite character in RWBY. She's definitely the best RWBY teammate. You know what? Forget it. There we go. I would totally risk destroying the universe. Honestly, I would risk destroying the universe to save Weiss, because for a while Yang was my favorite character in RWBY, at least from volumes 1 through 3. It's not like my appreciation for Yang lessened during the remaining volumes. It's more that my appreciation for Weiss grew as the series went on. Because she started off as a very kind of unlikable person. I mean, she had a cool design. I really love how the character is voiced. She was mean and kind of a racist, and but I do like that they do provide background about where it's coming from, rather than just be like, I hate Vonuses because I hate Vonuses. I mean, there's context, and it's nice to see that she grows out of it, because she's like, oh, you know what, actually, Vonuses are not as bad as I've been led to believe, and all that stuff. And I know fans are like, she should apologize to Blake for her behavior in volumes 1 through 2 or whatnot, but actions speak louder than words, and she's been helping Blake throughout the entire series. I think Blake knows that Weiss is sorry, so I don't know why we need dialogue to do it. That's like spoon feeding, but that's just me. But whatever. Neptune, I would have a drink with Neptune, because Neptune is all like Sun. Neptune is cool. Now, Summer Rose. Okay. A lot of people love Summer Rose. I mean, yeah, Mom, Yang calls her Super Mom, which is, nice. Honestly, Summer really doesn't do anything for me. She's cute and pretty and all that stuff, but we're only going by what characters have been talking about her. And apparently in the DC comics, Raven doesn't think much of Summer, which I'm as far as I'm led to believe, the DC comics, other than the Justice League spin-off thing, everything else is canon for the most part. I'm sort of in the mindset that Summer isn't as good as we're being led to believe. I mean, that's me, and I could be completely wrong on this. I honestly feel that Ruby's gonna pull a Steven Universe and say like, oh, actually Summer Rose was the worst person in the world. Like she was starting wars and stuff. I mean, maybe we could have like what people have been asking for. Maybe we could have like a Ruby Zero with that's just focused on Team Strike, and so we could get a beat on what she was like before she became a mother, or at least before she left. I did like the scene in Volume 6 though, where you see her when Ruby's thinking about good memories. So there's that. Now Winter Schnee, I would have a healthy relationship with Winter Schnee, because Winter Schnee, I do love Winter Schnee. I think even from the first time she showed up in Volume 3, I was like, oh man, this character is awesome, because she's very no-nonsense military type. She really commands the screen when she's present, and I think that's what makes her work. And it's sensible that she's the Winter Maiden, though I do have some thoughts about how that happened, but well, it's whatever. Then we have this guy. I don't know who he is. And then we have this guy. I don't know who he is. And then we have Coco, and I would have a drink with Coco. Because Coco's cool. I mean, she hasn't talked until Ruby Chibi, which is unfortunate, but I think from character design and her weapon is amazing. I think she has a cool aesthetic, and she's the subject of one of the books, which again I should read. So we can stop beating around the bush and read the damn book, right? Velvet. I would also have a drink with Velvet, but tea, coffee, whatever. I really like her semblance weapon thing, where she could copy a weapon when she takes a picture of it. That's awesome. I love that. So now we have this other member of Team Coffee. Probably tolerate him. I mean, once again, I need to read the book, to get a beat on him. But just by how he was in Volume 3, he seems like a cool guy, so I tolerate him. Then we have this guy. I don't know who you are. Oh, Penny Pondina. Of all the characters I would save, it would be her. Because, Penny, I'm still not over it. I'm still not over her death. Second death. Third if you count her robot body being destroyed before being transferred into human. I'm still not over it. I still do not think that it was earned in any way. I still absolutely hate how Volume 8 ended. I know a lot of people liked it and were all emotional and stuff, but I was not. I was completely emotionally dead. I did not care what happened next. I felt nothing for the rest of the volume, which was the last 5 minutes or so. Even when Winter became the Winter Maiden, I was I felt nothing. It did really feel like a waste of everybody's time to save her, only for her to die again. And I know people are like, oh, this is war, people die all the time. I'm like, yeah, but it's still stupid. I mean, that's not to say that the writers who did it are stupid. I just think I couldn't get behind it. I was 0% behind it, and people have been trying to justify it. And that's cool if you like it, but I absolutely despised it. But Penny herself is an amazing character, and that's why I'm so mad. It's because she's an amazing character that didn't deserve that, and she's much like another character who's gonna be on here. But I don't feel as strongly because I think it was the right time to change things up. Here it wasn't the right time. Let's just continue on before I ramble on for 40 minutes about Penny. Blake, I would have a drink with Blake. I'm not sure if you guys know this or you folks know this. Blake is not my favorite RWBY team member. I think she's like my least favorite, but that doesn't mean she's a bad character. It's just she's not as interesting as the others. But she is a good character. But I'm putting her and would have a drink with because she's cool, and I do like her scenes. And I think her rapport with Yang is great. I think the people surrounding her, like her family and Anelia, like those characters I really like. But her herself, like I think she's more elevated by them, and when she's not around other people, she's not as interesting. But that's just me. Then we have, I don't know who your name is, but I do know you. I just don't know who your name is. I think I'll just put her in tolerate. Pietro is cool. I'd have a drink with Pietro. Maria's cool. I would be best friends with Maria. She's like the awesome granny, and you know, if you saw her as a young one, she was a firecracker, that girl. But I don't mean to be creepy about it, but oh well. Roman Torchwick. I would have a drink with Roman Torchwick. He was charismatic. He was fun. I mean, he was evil, but he was like someone where if you weren't on his bad side, he'd probably be pleasant to hang around with. You know, Oscar Pine. I do like Oscar. I'd also have a drink with Oscar. Just hang out. Probably ask him questions that more pertain to Ozpin. Oscar himself, you know, he's cool. I do like his rapport with RWBY. I do like the way his character is going. I don't know if I'd be best friends with him, but I do like the direction his character is taking. Morrow, I would be best friends with Morrow. Morrow's a cool guy. He's fun. He seems like he's trying to be more like the voice of reason of Aesop's, whoever's left, because 2 of them are dead now. But yeah, his development has been fun, and I'm really glad Ironwood didn't shoot him in Volume 8, because I thought that's where it was leading, but I'm glad that didn't happen. And okay, now we have Harriet Bree. Okay, I'm very conflicted about Harriet because character design, you know, she's very nice. I mean, and also the voice actor Anaris. So there's that. There's you know, the character design and the voice. Yeah, I love. But personality, oh my god, I just like I liked her in Volume 7, but then Volume 8 she was just like ball of unreasonableness. I'm just like, someone shake her around, just be like, shut up, stop being so weird. I don't know, but I'm sure she's gonna have more to her now. I mean, she's probably gonna be more regretful of her actions. I think that's gonna be all well and good. So I think I don't want to regret this, but I would have a drink with her, because Lord knows that she needs it. Elm, I would have a healthy relationship with Elm, because Elm is great. I love Elm. She's muscular and tall and has a hammer, and yeah, she's nice. Vine, I didn't feel much when he died. I mean, I tolerated the guy, but that was kind of about it. I was like, all right, you're dead, sorry. I mean, the way they did it was kind of emotional. I think his death came before or after Penny got like super injured, you know, and then John had to euthanize her and stuff. So I think I was already at that point where I didn't care what was going on. So when Vine died, I was like, oh no, that guy. But anyway, Professor Ooblik, I believe, I would have a drink with him because I think he talks so fast that if you make him drink, he'll slow down, so you can have an actual conversation with him. Now Yang, I would have a healthy relationship with Yang if she wanted to have a healthy relationship with me. But anyway, Yang was like I said with Weiss. Yang was my favorite character when I was watching RWBY. I like binge watch from 1 to 6, and for maybe like the first 3 or 4 volumes, like Yang was like the best character. But then as Weiss started coming into her own, my appreciation for Weiss grew more than my appreciation for Yang. And like I said before, it's not because Yang got worse as a character, it's just that Weiss got better as a character. So, but Yang, I do love. I do think she's a great character. I do like how she is a very brash person. She jumps in without thinking, and you know that leads to injuries and falling into the void in the last volume. But I think that's what makes her so fun, such a fascinating character to watch. And I do like how I do like her rapport with Blake. I think that they have a good chemistry together. Whether you want to argue if it was earned or not, I thought it was fine. Better than most relationships where a blonde ends up with a cat girl, that's for sure. But anyway, Professor Port, I would have a drink with him. He seems cool. Robin, I would have a drink with Robin because she seems cool. I don't really understand why people. I'm not saying this as a bad thing, but I don't really understand why some fans ship her with Winter, other than they smiled at each other at one point.
Oh, they
which, like, it's cool. People smile at each other all the time. I mean, if they want, I mean, now that they're working together for volume 9 and onwards, maybe they could actually have chemistry together to earn that. But I'm just like, all right. May Marigold, I would be best friends with May Marigold because I do like May Marigold. I think she's a fun character. I do like her invisibility semblance. I think all the revelations about her, I think those were very much earned. Now we have Fiona, I believe. Yeah, she was cute. So yeah, we'll probably have a drink with Fiona. Then we have another Robin subordinate. She seems fine. Now we have she was in volume 6. I do know her character. I just don't know. I just forget her name. She did come around at the end. So she was helpful. So I'm gonna go with would tolerate. Now Clover. If he wasn't dead, I'd have a drink with him. Ilya. Have a drink with her. I mean, I do like Ilya. You know what? I would probably be best friends with Ilya if that would be the case. But I think I do like her. Yeah, I do like her. And now we have Willow Schnee. I would be in a very healthy relationship with Willow Schnee. At least a much better relationship than Jacques was. I know people didn't like her character because she kind of hid behind a bottle as her husband was very mean and abusive and all that stuff. I do like kind of the tragic nature of her character, and that now she's taking steps to better herself. And honestly, like, we're just going by looks. I mean, oh my god. And now we have Whitley. I didn't really like Whitley when I first saw him, but I mean, like other characters, he's coming into his own. So I think it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna tolerate the guy. Jean, poor Jean. Too many bad things are happening with him, so he really needs a drink. I would have a drink with him because he really needs it at this point. Jacques, I don't freaking care about Jacques. I'm glad he's dead. I mean, honestly, I don't like how he died. I think that was. I think Ironwood killing him was dumb. I think he should have gotten a more theatrical send off, like kind of like, I don't know, falling into a pit of grim and getting ripped apart or something like that, or even Weiss or Winter or even Willow killing him, or Whitley like being responsible for his death. I think any of those would be better than just like Ironwood going, "Oh yeah, you're here too." It's just like I thought that was really silly. Klein's good. I'd probably be best friends with Klein. He has a lot of personality, a lot of personalities, because he's practically the 7 dwarves rolled up into one guy. Ironwood. I never liked Ironwood, honestly. Even from Volume 3 onward. Even if he did cool things in Volume 3, I always knew there was something wrong with him. Him becoming more paranoid and more untrustworthy and pretty much snapping in Volume 7 and 8, like, that was not a surprise to me. I mean, his death was dumb. I mean, I keep saying that, but honestly, that was... If you have to be told that a character died after the season's done, I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, you guys didn't show it. Would have been nice if you did, but oh well. Now we have Neon. She's cool. I mean, she was kind of annoying, but then when you find out that being annoying is kind of her battle strategy, it's like I kind of respected her a little bit more for that, because after the battle was over, she was all fun and stuff. So all right, Flint. Or Flynn, I think I was right. I think it might be in Flint. Like he was cool too. He's also kind of the same way. And then we have this guy. I'm sure he's fine, but I don't know you. And then I don't know you. You I do know, and you I would risk destroying universe to save your life because you're Callie Belladonna, and oh my god, because she is a very lovely woman. And now Gira, if he wasn't trying to kill me for saying that about Callie Belladonna, I would have a drink with him. The God of Darkness, I don't know. I'm with Salem. I'd hunt him down the ends of the universe. And then Ren, I'd be best friends with Ren. Ren is cool. Then God of Light, he was just dumb. And then we have Adam. Adam is dumb too. Adam, I wish Adam was a better character. I wish Adam got the same amount of attention that Cinder and Salem got in terms of villain development, because I'm not with the people who are like, oh, there are two Adams. There's one that was nice and bubbly, and then there's this that post season 3 Adam where he's an insane simp for Blake or something like that. No. He was an insane person from the start. Anyone who says otherwise is just lying on themselves. I just wish that there was more to him than just lip service. You know what I mean? When people were like, "Oh, Adam, he gets into your head and makes you feel small," and he was very like emotionally and abusive and stuff like that. I mean, you get that from how people around him see him, but I wish that there was more to that. Like I don't think that flashback episode, not flashback, but flashback short they did in between volume 5 and 6, that wasn't enough for me. Like, we needed, like, an actual, like, backstory episode. Like, maybe an episode of Adam watching Blake from a distance and thinking back on his life, thinking back on his life leading to these moments kind of thing. So then when we get to Volume 6, we really feel like, you know, this is the point where he has to be stopped kind of a thing. Where maybe he started off as a cool, good guy who just wanted to do good things, but then lost his way and stuff like that. I mean, that would be it sounds like a good arc. And I feel like we see the end of that arc, but we didn't see the steps getting to that point. And I feel like he was written to be hated, which is fine, but I wish that we had more background on him to make him more, like, I don't know, empathetic. I mean, he doesn't have to be sympathetic, but you can actually feel like, oh man, like, if he didn't go down this path, he could have been a cool guy kind of a thing. Character design is cool, and I think the guy who voices him is great, but I just think the writing sort of lets him down. Alright, moving on, and we got Hazel. I didn't really think much of Hazel. I mean, he's a cool, strong guy, but just kind of tolerate him. Because honestly, he spent half of Volume 8 beating up Oscar, who was a child. Like, even if you have your reasons for hating the guy, the Ozpin, it's Oscar. I wish his heel turn wasn't as quick as it was. It was like, oh, you could summon the genie. I guess I was wrong about you. Now I'm gonna sacrifice my life. Oh my god. I think that was lame. Oh my god, I keep bad-mouthing Volume 8 so much, but I mean, people probably know that Volume 8 is probably my least favorite volume so far. Because of all these little things, and this is one of the little things. I was just like, I just wish this was done better. We have these White Fang members. I don't really care who they are. Watts. I think Watts gets by on charisma. He's a very charismatic dude, and I do think maybe like if he wasn't like on a terrible evil scheme, he'd probably be fun to hang out with. So I'd probably have a drink with him. Tyrion, I don't give a frick about Tyrion. He should be dead at this point. I want him to die. Like, people are like, oh, he's so fun because he's evil. He's a character you love to hate. Oh yeah, I hate him. I don't love to hate him. I just hate him. He's just so annoying. I don't like him. Someone needs to punch his face in. He needs to stop laughing like the wannabe Joker. He just needs to die. I don't care. But anyway, Vernal I would have a drink with, because if she was alive, she would sure need it. Because I do like Vernal. It was fun. She was like a fun little, like, you know, like, oh, is this actually the Spring Maiden kind of a thing? Because, you know, I didn't see Raven being the Spring Maiden. I actually was one of those like dummies that was completely caught off guard by it. I was like, holy crap, that's such a good reveal. That was so good. Like, one of the few, well, actually, one of the good things about Volume 5 was that reveal. Jin, I would be best friends with Jin if she would show up. I didn't have to call her just to be like, hey, Jin, how's it going? That's a question. I'm gonna be gone for 100 years. She's like, I'm doing fine, by the way. See you in 100 years. Oh, that would suck. Cardin Winchester, I don't give a frick rat's ass about him. I'm glad he's disappeared off the face of the earth, unless he's going to show up in Volume 9 being like, hey guys, I'm in Vacuo, and then he immediately gets eaten by like a sandcrawler or something. That'd be fun. Nora Valkyrie. I would be best friends with Nora. No, I would have a healthy relationship with Nora Valkyrie because Nora Valkyrie is cute as a button. I always liked her personality. I really liked. I also really liked how she developed and stuff. I did like how Volume sort of questioned who she would be without Ren, which I thought was a death flag. I thought that was a death flag for Ren, where Ren is gonna die at some point, and then and Nora's gonna have to figure out like who she is without him. And I maybe it's gonna get to that point, but and so I was surprised that Ren didn't die in this volume, but he might die in the next volume. Who knows? A guy with a thing on his head, looks like his hair's on fire. I don't care. Would ignore. This other guy, I don't care. Ignore this guy who's sleeping. Not hate. I don't know the guy, so I'm just gonna ignore him. Salem. Oh yeah. I would. I would be that guy. I would be that guy where she would be like, "Hey, you want to join me?" Yes, yes, please. I would do anything for Salem. Which is funny because when the series first started, like from volumes 3, 4, and 5, I was just like, "Oh man, this character, I don't like this character. She's evil. She's mean. I don't like her." Like, but then volume 6 happens and you figure out why she is the way she is. And I'm like, oh no, I really feel bad for you. It's like, and then I start seeing her in a different light, going like, it's like, like I see where you're coming from. I know you're doing really bad things. You obviously need to be stopped. And that's why I love her so much. Gives me Queen Crystal's vibes, and I love that. I love it. So now moving on, we get to the other side of the coin, which is Ozma. I mean, Ozma's Ozma. He was just kind of there as a stepping stone for all the other Oz's. Kind of sucked that, like, he found like a lady that he really liked, and then he immediately got, like, I don't know, tuberculosis or something and died. I mean, I shouldn't laugh about that, but it was kind of unfortunate that, like, he died. I'd have a drink with him if he was still alive. Now we have the Jean sister, her wife, and her kid. I would have drinks with all of them, except for the kid. I'd probably just give him some juice as I talk to the ladies, because I mean, I don't know.
Maybe I will be the guy who will be invited into the threesome.
Yeah, I need to stop being like this. But anyway, there's this guy. And we have the Fall Maiden, Cinder Fall, original Fall Maiden. I felt bad for her. I had drinks with her. Pyrrha. Yes, that's the other character who I would risk destroying the universe just to bring her back. I mean, I do feel like her death was earned. It was very tragic. It was very much earned because she was kind of built up as sort of like the other mainish character. So her dying was more like, oh my god, that was a shock. But I see why it went to that point. It didn't feel like something they pulled out of their hats. It just felt like a natural, like, evolution of the character where she's not the hero of the story that she thinks she is, kind of a thing. I mean, and that works. I think that works really well. But if I was in the universe and I had a chance to bring her back, I would take it. Now we have the previous Winter Maiden. I mean, he's fine, but would tolerate. We have Leo. I'm glad he's dead. He was a coward. He was the cowardly lion. Wizard of Oz reference, cool. Sienna Khan. Would have a healthy relationship with Sienna Khan for all her 5 minutes of screen time. She was a cool character, but then the show had to kill her off. Couldn't have done that later on in Volume 5 or something? No. Would have been nice to see more of her. Sea Captain. He was cool. I mean, I would drink with the Sea Captain. I mean, he fought off some Grimm, so that's fine. I don't know who you are. I'm sure you're somebody. Then we have this guy who got his balls grabbed by Yang, and then he got knocked the F out. Yeah, he had it coming. Then we have this lady. She's somebody. I mean, I do know her character. I mean, she was in volume 6. No, 5 or 6 maybe. I think maybe 6. She was there, but I didn't really like her character all that much, so whatever. All right, I guess things just decided to bork out on me because I wasn't unable to properly save the last bit of this. Yeah, the last row of characters that were on the list, they weren't anything important except for Zwei. Zwei I did put as would risk destroying the universe just to save, because Zwei is just that good of a character. Other characters are just fine. I think yeah, the twins here I did put as like would have a drink with because they seem nice. They seem like nice characters if they weren't so mean. But I think they're mean for a reason. So yeah, I'd be totally nice to them. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. It was certainly a lot of fun recording this, except for the very end, which I don't know why my computer kind of struggles with it. But honestly, I mean the tier lists were fun. The tier lists have been a lot of fun to do. I'm not sure if I want to do another one. I mean, the temptation will be there, but it feels like my computer is not cooperating with me on the screen sharing thing. But we'll see. Never say never. But there are some things I do want to record in the future videos. There are some reviews I've been wanting to do for a while, and I hope I am getting to a point where I can properly record those and edit those. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, you guys are all great. All of you have been an amazing audience. Everyone who's stuck by has been an amazing audience, and I hope you get to stick around even more. So you all take care. Bye.